Hello friends, today we are going to talk about how to choose the right SDK for your mobile application. We will explore four popular options: native, Flutter, React Native and hybrid SDKs. So you can pick one which is best for your app. Picking the right SDK is not just a tech decision, it affects how smooth your app runs, how fast you can build, how good the user experience is, and definitely cost also matters. So in this video, we will look at the pros, cons, and the real world use cases for each option. So you can make a smart choice. Let's break down the four main categories of mobile SDKs. First, native SDK. These use Swift for iOS and Kotlin for Android. They give you direct access to native UI components, which means you get the highest performance possible. They are perfect for apps that need smooth animations, advanced device features, or platform-specific customization. Next is Flutter SDK. Flutter is powered by a single language called Dart. It doesn't use native UI components. Instead, it uses its own rendering engine, Skia, to draw everything from scratch. The result is near native performance with incredibly consistent and beautiful UIs across platforms. It's great for modern apps that need a beautiful and unified design. Now we have React Native. It uses JavaScript or TypeScript and renders to native components using JSI and bridgeless architecture. It offers good performance, suitable for most business apps. It's a solid choice if you are already using React or on web or want to share code across platforms, then React Native is the best option. Finally, we have hybrid SDKs like Ionic or Cordova. These rely on web technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and run inside a web view. While this approach offers maximum code reuse, the performance is typically lower, and access to native features are limited. Still, they work well for content-heavy apps, internal business tools, or quick prototypes. So, depending on your app's goals, whether it is speed, design, consistency, or development speed, there's an SDK that fits just right. Now let's look at how each SDK works inside. We will see how your code turns into what the user sees and how each system connects with the mobile device. In native apps, we write code using Swift or Kotlin. In all days, it is Objective-C or Java. It talks directly to the mobile operating system and uses the device original buttons, screens, and controls. Because there is no middle layer, native apps give you the best performance. Now let's talk about Flutter, the cross-platform SDK from Google. Flutter uses a language called Dart. It doesn't use the phone's built-in UI tools. Instead, Flutter draws everything by itself using the engine called Skia. This helps you get the same look and feel on both iOS and Android. It's fast and smooth, but uses more memory. Now, definitely should talk about React Native SDK from Meta. React Native uses JavaScript. It has a smart system called JSI that lets your code talk directly to the phone's native parts using C++. It shows real native views, so your app looks and feel like a regular iOS or Android app. It's faster now because the old bridge system was removed. Let's now compare how each SDK performance performs in real life. We will look at speed, memory responsiveness, and uh, more. So you know what to expect when building your app. Native and Flutter apps run at a smooth 60 FPS. FPS means frame per second. React Native is also close thanks to a new system called Fabric. But hybrid apps run inside a web view, so they can feel slow, usually around 30 to 45 frames per second. Native apps use least memory. Flutter uses a bit more. React Native has improved with a newer system like JSI and Turbo modules. Hybrid apps uses most memory because they run like a mini browser in your device. And let's talk about startup time. Native apps start very fast. Flutter is a little slower than native. Okay. React Native has gotten better. It now loads faster by loading parts only when needed. Hybrid apps start the lowest. User interactions or responsiveness of the app. Native and Flutter, React Native all are almost similar performance. React Native is especially better now because it no longer uses the slow bridge system. Here also hybrid apps are slower and may feel laggy because they rely on WebView. Native and React Native have full access to hardware features like the camera, GPS and Bluetooth. Flutter also supports this but uses method called the platform channels to talk to native code. Hybrid apps have limited access and may not work well with some hardware features. In, the, in case of animations, right? Animations look smooth in native and the Flutter apps. React Native is also smooth now and thanks to Fabric. But hybrid apps are not great for animations. So if you want the best performance, native is the winner. Flutter and React Native are very close and great for most apps. Hybrid is okay for simple apps, but not if speed or animations are important. Each SDK has strengths. Native delivers the best performance, but at a higher cost, development cost. Flutter enables beautiful UI across platforms, but has a learning curve. React Native is fast to develop with JavaScript. Hybrid is quick and cheap, but not ideal for complex apps. App suitability. Yeah. So which SDK is right for which app? If you are building something with a high quality visuals or advanced animations, like a game, a video editing app, or camera app, native or Flutter is the best choice. Native gives you full control over performance, and Flutter can create beautiful custom UIs that look exactly the same on Android and iOS. If you are building a startup MVP, an internal business app, or something you need to launch fast, React Native or Flutter are great options. They let you build one code base and run it on both platforms, which saves time and effort. React Native is especially useful if your team already knows JavaScript or React. If your app is mostly static content like a newsreader, a browser app, or a basic company profile, then hybrid SDK like Ionic or Cordova might be enough. It's faster and cheaper to build, but not suitable for apps that need animations, offline support, or heavy interaction. So when choosing an SDK, think about your app's complexity, timeline, user expectations, and of course your budget and your team skill set. The more demanding your app is, the more you will benefit from a stronger SDK like Native, Flutter, or React Native. Yeah, definitely we talk about the availability of the resource. Native development has been around the longest. There are plenty of skilled developers for both iOS using Swift and Android using Kotlin or Java. It's safe choice if you want a dedicated platform experts. Flutter is growing really fast, especially in startups and the companies building for both iOS and Android. More and more developers are learning Dart, and Google is backing Flutter strongly, so the ecosystem is very active. React Native has a huge advantage because it uses JavaScript, which is one of the most popular languages in the world. There is a big community, lots of reusable libraries, and many web developers can quickly switch to mobile using React Native. Hybrid apps also use web technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but the demand for hybrid frameworks like Cordova is going down, and fewer developers specialize in them today. So, if you are building a team or hiring developers, React Native and Flutter have strong active communities. Native has the most experienced developers. Hybrid is still used but not as popular anymore. So, what's the best SDK? Well, there is no one size fits all answer. It really depends on your app's needs, your team, and your timeline. If you need top performance, choose native. If you need a beautiful UI across both platforms, go for Flutter. If your team knows React or JavaScript, go for React Native. If you are on a tight budget with a simple app, yeah, hybrid is better option. Thanks for watching. To read the full article, visit this URL. If you found this helpful, share it with your team and subscribe for more mobile tech insights. Thank you.